All right. What's up, everybody? It's day 3. Now, unfortunately, I have not completed any sales today, nor have I made any payments, so the debt counter is not going to change at all, but I still had to make a video anyway. And one of the things I wanted to mention was that, I was banking on getting like a break. Like right now, I'm up against the corner, and it's with everything coming out the way it's coming out, it's hard for me to get new business. A lot of dealers have kind of closed off their doors, and I get it, I understand it. But there were a few that had their doors still open, and one of the big ones this morning that I was counting on said he had to cut ties and cut off that door. So, first reaction when I saw that, or when I heard that, I was like, every time I get a little break, or I feel like I'm getting a little break, or I have a little bit of opportunity to still work and still do this, it's good. But then when somebody cuts that off, it's just another one of those crushing defeats, or one of those things that it's working against you. I did a live stream last night, and people in the live stream kept telling me, or people that were chatting on it kept saying, you should just quit and get out of this industry. And this is what I know. Like, I don't know many other industries. Could I get in there and figure them out? Sure. But this is what I know the best. This is what I enjoy doing. This is what I'm passionate about. So, I don't know. Getting that news this morning kind of sucked. Like, made me start thinking for half a minute, like maybe I should just leave this industry. And, then once I get up and I regroup, I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not hiding. I'm not going to run from something just because I got got dealt another bad card, or had something else that came against me. So I'm just going to start thinking outside the box. I'm not leaving this industry, and I'm not going to quit doing what I know how to do the best. But I'm also going to add other things. Like, what else am I good at? What other things can I capitalize on? So it got me thinking, well, I know social media. And yeah, there may be a lot of hate. And over the last couple of years, I may have had people talking to me because of all the shit they were, the risky stuff I did, and for giving people reasons to talk shit about me. But people were talking, and I was coming up on social media far before I ever took any risk. So I do know a little bit about it. And when it comes to social media, it doesn't matter what the industry is. It's a plug and play kind of system. You have to figure out what the goal is. And so before I talk about that, one thing I was gonna start offering was, social media consulting. Some people are gonna laugh and say it's crazy, but hey, you know what? I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people that have businesses out there, offer services, and just haven't been able to figure out social media. Or maybe you've tried some stuff and you haven't quite hit it on the head. I know social media. I know how to go in and look at a business and see what your competition's doing, see what they're doing right, see what they're not doing, and cater social media to you. I know which platforms work the best and how to utilize the same content between every platform. I've done it. I'm doing it. I've got almost 100 million views on TikTok. I'm about to hit 100,000 followers on my second YouTube channel. I'm on my 10th Instagram account that has over 50,000 subscribers. I know a little bit about social media. So any of you guys out there, it doesn't matter what industry you're in, doesn't matter what the business. If you're looking for someone to come in and help you out with social media, give you some pointers, draw up a blueprint, hit me up. Comment below what your business is. I'm kind of curious to see what all businesses are out there. Now, I will say this. I'm not cheap, because I know what I do works, and it's been proven time and time again. For anyone that says that it hasn't, look at what happened in the watch industry. Just 2 years ago, it was unheard of to be taking cameras behind closed doors, and now every dealer out there is doing it because we started it. Sorry, I'm standing outside. It's fucking hot. First thing to notice is that filming inside an airport is extremely impossible because there's just people everywhere. It's too loud. The light sucks, everything. So, and I'm having to do it on my own. But yeah, I'm going to branch out. I'm going to do what I'm good at. So if anybody out there that needs some help on social media, hit me up. It's not going to be cheap, but it's going to be worth it, because what I can do is I can go in and I can look at your business. I can study and I can see what else other people in your industry are doing or they're not doing. What are they doing right? What are they doing wrong? But, a free tip before you even think about calling me, if you're thinking about getting on social media, you got to tell a story. Whenever when I had my my first start on social media, I went and told my story. People buy from people that they like and they know and they feel like they can trust. Now, I know that's ironic given the situation, but I'm going back to the starting days. When I sat down at my desk in my office in my apartment, I told my story. I said where I came from, the hardships, how I grew up. I talked about my family, my schooling, my moving away, a lot of the trouble that I'd gotten into. And I drew this emotion in to get viewers to connect with me, because one thing that a lot of people I've noticed on social media are afraid to do is they're afraid to get vulnerable. And I saw a saying one time that says, the more you reveal, the more you'll sell. And that couldn't be more true. Everybody's done embarrassing shit. Everybody's got demons. Everybody's made mistakes. The more you can relate to people when you tell your story, the more profound effect it's going to have. People want to relate to you. They don't want everything to be perfect. The second part of that is people put off posting on social media because the lighting's not perfect, or they don't know how to hold the angle, or they don't know how to edit. Man, look at me, dude. I'm 4 days past shaving. I'm holding my iPhone, sitting outside of a parking garage at the airport, and I'm sweating my ass off because it's hot. Doesn't matter. Just start. That's the thing that most people never do, is they never start, because it's got to be perfect and they're waiting for it. It's never going to be perfect. You grow into it. If you look at my videos, when I first started, they weren't that good. And then I moved. I had a videographer. Then I went to doing cell phone stuff, and we've tried and tried and tried so many different things, and eventually it evolves. But at least you start. And the thing to remember is people love watching back when someone started, because then 6 months, a year after you start, you're going to get better at it, and then people are going to be part of that journey going forward. So that's one of the other things. You got to start doing something. Now, one last thing before I go to get into a little bit more detail about it. In 2021, Marco and I were like full on in. We had figured out that the day in the life videos were, kind of the thing we wanted to focus on. So when we started the year of 2021, we had this crazy high goal. What you've got to do is you got to think about what's the goal for your business and what's that target date. And you have to set a date. So we said we wanted to do 35 million in sales. So we're putting a number on there. People love numbers. That's one thing to remember. People love big numbers, especially when it comes to money. And then you have to set a date. Because whenever you say, hey, follow us along on our journey to 35 million in sales, 35 million is a crazy high number. But I'm also saying follow us week by week throughout this year. You've already subtly or like subconsciously committed them to watching for a year to see if you can hit that goal. Then you got to go back to the very beginning and start week by week. Keep them updated day by day if you want, month by month, whatever time it is you say you're going to post. Keep following along with that story and get them engaged. Comment on your stuff. Be posting every day. So think about what your business is. Think about what the end goal is. And then think about your story. Whatever your end goal is, you got to think about the story behind that. Why do you want to hit X revenue? Or why do you want to open another store? Or why do you want to add these new services or products? Or why do you want to jump into this market? Whatever it is, you got to think about the end goal and then think of how you're going to tell a story, or what's your plan. Like if it's any business out there, if you've got a goal to get somewhere, you have a plan to get there. Turn that plan into a storyline and put it on social media. Put it on YouTube. Don't worry about it being perfect. Just get it out there and do it. Now, for those of you that are in not so sexy industries, maybe you sell mattresses, or maybe you're in construction, or you're in real estate. Well, construction's not sexy, but it's lucrative. Real estate can be sexy, but there's a ton of competition out there. It doesn't fucking matter. If you're a plumber, if you work for a waste management company, if you ride the back of a garbage truck, or that's what you do, is you ride on a garbage truck, there's a way to tell a story, and there's somebody out there that's interested in just seeing something. You just have to figure out what that is. Now, I've told you kind of a rough blueprint is, pick an end goal and tell a story for that. If you still can't figure that out, that's where you call me. Get me on the phone, DM me the word marketing below. Let me know what your business is and where you're located, and I'll look it up. I'm curious to see what kind of industries are out there. There's always a story to be told. It does not matter. So if you need help with that, I'm your guy. It's not going to be cheap, but it will be worth it. I can promise you that. So guys, thanks for tuning in to day 3, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.